Right, hello and welcome everybody. My name is Dr. Ian Lindsay and this is Dr. Jimmy O'Gorman. We're both from Edge Hill University, and this presentation is about the Sports Equipment Project, which is a project that was instigated to identify proposals and possibilities for the manufacture and sustainable manufacture of sports equipment in Ghana to help with sports programs in Ghana. The project was instigated and supported by International Development Through Sport, which is an arm of UK Sport, but primarily involved three universities: Central St Martin's, part of the University of Arts in London, University of Ghana, which is based in Accra, and the University for Development Studies in Tamale in the north of the country. And it involved students from each of these three universities who were placed into one of 6 groups, each group of which had both Ghanaian and UK students involved in it. So they were supposed to work together to be able to undertake the project. International Development Through Sport commissioned Jimmy and myself to conduct an evaluation of the project. The evaluation wasn't necessarily concerned with whether sports equipment was manufactured, but was about, as Jimmy will come to, the way the project worked and the outcomes of the project for the young people or the students involved. In terms of this presentation, to start with, Jimmy and I are going to speak about what the research was focused on and how we went about the evaluation research, and then moving on to the collaboration and empowerment that we found and examined within the evaluation, and each of us is going to speak in turn about that. And Jimmy is going to conclude the presentation with some learning points for the future.
Okay, the evaluation questions were set around 2 broad themes of collaboration and empowerment. In conjunction with International Development Through Sport, we decided that to focus upon the collaboration between all 3 of the stakeholders involved in the project and how that collaboration was set up, and the processes involved in that collaboration. Added to that, we also agreed with International Development Through Sport to focus upon the empowerment outcomes for all stakeholders involved. And that again was to assess the range of skills, abilities, experiences that all individuals involved in the project gained throughout their involvement in delivering the project. Not so much in terms, as Ian explained before, the outcomes of the project itself, but the outcomes for those people involved and the development of their skills that they already had, but also some new skills as they came across them through the project.
In terms of collection of data for the evaluation, we used a variety of methods. We undertook 9 interviews with staff from all 3 universities, from Central St Martin's, University of Ghana and University for Development. Some of these interviews were conducted at the start of the project and some were conducted at the end of the project, and in total we interviewed 11 members of staff. The majority of data collection, though, we undertook with the students who were involved, who were primarily undertaking the project. Because we were based at Edge Hill and were a long way away from the students who were involved in the project, both in London at Central St Martin's and especially at University of Ghana and University for Development Studies, we had to use different methods to try and gather the perspectives and experiences of the students involved in the project. And we also wanted to gather those perspectives as they continued throughout the project, rather than just doing them retrospectively at the end. So we identified a variety of methods that we could use and offered the students the choice about how they would use the different methods to contribute their perspectives and their information to the evaluation. Some students chose to correspond with us by email, where we would ask some questions by email and then the students would send their responses, and an ongoing cycle like that. Other students, and especially the students at Central St Martin's, chose to either video record or voice record their perspectives on the project as they went through, again in response to questions that we sent them. One method that we started to use halfway through the project was using text messages, as it was suggested by some of the students in Ghana, that we sent a number of questions by text message to them and they text messages their response in an ongoing correspondence. And this again was a method that actually proved very effective in corresponding and learning about the perspectives of the Ghanaian students especially. We also had the chance to undertake discussions with groups of students involved in the project from both Central St Martin's and University of Ghana after their involvement in the project as well, where we spoke about what we had learned so far in terms of the evaluation and our initial findings, spoke about that with the students from the two universities, and then allowed them to discuss what they felt about the project as well, and we fed those discussions back into the data collection process.